Hey, want to argue about something dumb?
Yeah, kinda.
This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What? Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show where we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Josh Scher.
And I'm your host, Nicole and Heidi.
And today I'm wearing a type of shirt that I've never worn in 4 years of this podcast, and it's freaking Nicole out.
You guys don't know how, is it disarming? This shirt is disarming to me.
Disarming would mean that you feel somewhat like charmed by me and that your normal defenses as a human are not up. It's the opposite of that.
Oh my God, I'm so, my defenses
alarming.
are all, I am alarmed. Yeah. It is not, I don't know who this man is.
You're like when a small child,
whose man is this?
Like when a small child sees his father dressed up as Dracula for Halloween and doesn't quite have the permanence to understand this is still my father. Or
whenever a dad has a beard and then you shave the beard. This is what's happening to me right now. I'm a 3-year-old and you're the dad that shaved his beard. And I don't like it.
I'll tell you what happened. This was a prop for a shoot that we did, and the only shirt that I brought, I spilled a large quantity of teriyaki sauce on during lunch.
That's right.
And so here we are. I think I like Pretty Red.
I think you look like an extra from Dawson's Creek.
The shirt is a long-sleeve flannel button-down from the Target clothing boutique. Yes, it has burgundy, navy, and eggshell checks in a plaid pattern, and I feel very strange. I feel like a new person. But Nicole, it's great that I feel like a new person because we're arguing about something that we've never argued about before.
Which is shocking.
It is shocking because people have said that you've argued about every single thing in food.
Alas, we have found one more argument.
The podcast survives another week.
Woo!
Today, we are arguing about breakfast versus lunch versus dinner, or as I want to call it, is breakfast really the most important meal of the day? Because that's the old adage that we all grew up learning. But if we're talking about that, we got to talk about what is the most important. Is it lunch or dinner?
BLD, baby, BLD.
What is it? Chris Angel, CABLP.
Yeah.
Chris Angel's Breakfast Lunch Pizza. R.I.P., man. Henderson, Nevada, the greatest restaurant that never was.
You have a poppy seed in your tooth. Can I help you take it out?
It's not a poppy seed. It's an elderberry.
Smile.
Where is it? Do you want to? Oh, no. She's actually plucking it from my teeth. That is... No, it's still in my mouth. Oh, I hate what just happened.
New level of friendship unlocked.
The importance of breakfast. Why is breakfast considered important?
I eat it almost every day.
If you eat breakfast, you're a peasant.
Well, hold on. There's an old adage that says, eat breakfast like a king, eat lunch like a worker bee, and eat dinner like a peasant.
Okay, well,
so
describe why that phrase exists. I've heard that too.
Because at breakfast, you're breaking your fast. You need to eat plentifully. You're going to go and you're going to work. You're going to be awake for the next gosh knows how many hours. Lunch, you're a little bit more peckish. You're just there to like kind of satiate yourself. And then dinner, you're going to sleep soon. So why eat so much?
And so there's two ways this argument could go, right? It's like nutritionally, what does your body actually want and when? Which we are not registered nutritionists or dietitians. We're both studying for it. I watch so many TikToks from them. I feel like I should be.
I don't want to ever study that.
Yeah, eat more Oreos, drink Yoo-hoo. Like I could do that. You know what I mean? Eat raw testicles. That's like what they do on there.
I was watching Liver King the other day.
Oh, he's in rough shape,
he might have fallen
off
a little.
He's in rough shape. Well, he was on such a ridiculous amount of steroids that even pro bodybuilders are like, this is too many steroids.
Wow, that's saying something.
That is saying something. But no, there's the nutritional route, and then there's just like what foods are actually the best that are typically correlated to those meals. And I have thoughts about both. Nutritionally, this whole eat breakfast like a king, the idea is that you are generally going to be awake for like, what are people awake for, like 15 hours?
I think people are awake for 15 to 17 hours. Yeah.
You're active, your metabolism is moving quicker. So the idea is you eat early in the day and that food is going to be put more towards energy.
Yes.
Right? Then as you eat later day, your metabolism does shut down. I mean, do you...
Not completely, but like it does stop, right?
It doesn't shut down, but it significantly slows down.
That's the right language.
Have you felt like there are a lot of things in your old age now that have really affected you differently?
I'm 31.
That's older than you were previously. Now is the oldest point in your life. Do you feel like there are things...
Why do you have to rub it in? That's so mean.
Because there's a new trigger for me.
What?
I can't eat big meals before bed, baby.
Me either. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I used to be the biggest fan of dinner. I loved going out. I loved entertaining. Like, you don't get it. Like, I used to love going to dinner with like maybe up to 1 to 4 other people and just getting a platter of stuff just to eat and taste and nosh and talk. I can't, if we have dinner plans at 9, I can't do it anymore. I need to get out of it.
That res is 6:30, baby.
Yeah,
I'm spending the next 4 hours digesting.
Yeah, I literally went to a Brazilian steakhouse with my mom, dad, brother, and sister-in-law, David, and I. And we started at 6. We left at 7:45. We were able to digest the food. If I started that at 8 o'clock, I would have been miserable. Yeah. Miserable.
I completely agree. So that's the idea, is you eat like a smaller dinner. The old adage of breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Society.
Important? What does important mean?
I would say, and I think a lot of this comes from, as a time when the world was industrializing, right? And people were suddenly like working in factories, and they weren't connected to like the farm. Like a lot of the reason we eat eggs for breakfast is because farmers had plenty of them. And before like the late 1800s, a majority of people just lived on farms because that's how society was. And
they were eating gruel.
Yeah, but like, so a lot of these rules that we have heard of, a lot of the societal norms that we think of from even dating back to like ancient Rome, the Middle Ages, ancient Greece, a lot of it's coming from like the upper crust.
Sure,
So there did used to be this idea that breakfast was for peasants because they're like, I'm kingly and royal.
I have no reason to work. Like I
don't need fuel
to get up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but then like in ancient Rome, they had something called like ientaculum, which typically breakfast was barley bread that was dipped in wine. You'd eat a couple olives, whatever you had on hand, but it was just something that was necessary to fuel your day. And then we sort of found ourselves where more and more people needed those necessary calories to fulfill their like factory jobs.
Yes.
Right? And so we even see like a lot of weird modern breakfast foods. Like we've talked before about the PR war for bacon.
Sure. We've talked about that before.
In the early 1900s, like bacon only became a breakfast food because there was a surplus of pork bellies and then you get rid of them. Orange juice is the same thing, how it became a breakfast juice.
Silly.
Surplus of oranges in the early 1910s. And so a lot of these customs like are very new. And I think we are in the point, Nicole, where we can rewrite our own customs.
I'm ready to decolonize my brain of thinking eggs are only breakfast foods, okay? I'm over it. I'm over it. Because there's a great dish called titko, right?
Titko, yep.
It's an braised egg and pork belly dish. Pork belly bish. Pork
belly bish!
And it's so damn delicious, and it's sweet, and it's savory. It's Thai. Is it Thai?
No, Titko is
Vietnamese. And it is so damn delicious. And my whole
braised
life,
eggs?
I've been told eggs need to be only for breakfast. No way, Jose. I want to eat that for lunch and dinner. It's so delicious.
Titko is, so I've grown up eating Titko and like making it. It's pork belly, the eggs, they're boiled eggs, and you braise it all together. And like typically add some, like it's called nuoc mao or like fish sauce caramel.
Sure.
But the secret ingredient is a soda called Coco Rico.
Yeah, that's right.
Coco Rico. At least in America, in American recipes, I assume Coco Rico was maybe Filipino that made its way to Vietnam because of the Spanish influence in the name, or even just a Vietnamese soda that was named.
But what was it? Canada?
It's Puerto Rican, dude.
Oh, LOL.
Inexplicably, a Puerto Rican soda has become endemic to this Vietnamese, at least the Americanized version of this Vietnamese dish, and I think it's hilarious. But your point remains, and if you look at Vietnam and how breakfast typically functions, pho, it is a breakfast food. And so all these ideas that we have, what's a breakfast food, what's a lunch food, what's a dinner food, we do not have to be beholden to them whatsoever. I will eat pancakes for dinner.
I mean, congee, right? Congee is like an incredible broken rice dish that's typically eaten for breakfast. But for us Americans, it's oatmeal, right?
Yeah, it's the same
concept.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's a gruel. It's a gruel.
I like gruel.
Gruel, the world runs on gruel.
Gruel rules.
Okay, well, let's think about this then.
What?
Let's analyze breakfast. How much joy do you get from eating early in the morning?
So I recently stopped. So I used to be a person that would only drink coffee. So I'd get up at like 7. I'd make myself a coffee. I had an espresso. This is pre-Nicole. This is Nicole like a year ago. An espresso with 2% milk or hemp milk with like a homemade vanilla syrup. And then I wouldn't eat anything until I would get to work at 9. And then at 9:10, I would make myself 2 eggs with a big ass piece of toast, buttered, and then cheese. And I would just love, that was like my life. I was like, hell yeah, breakfast is served. Oh, also hot sauce. But now I don't always eat breakfast, but I do like protein powder in my coffee, which helps satiate me. And I also do collagen peptides, which who knows what the heck that means. And I got an espresso machine instead of an espresso machine. So like there's a whole ritual to like making myself a coffee. And then
You have an espresso machine, not an espresso machine.
Exactly. Yeah. What?
An espresso.
I have a I've
an espresso versus an espresso.
Shush your mouth. This shit's giving you too much confidence. I have I
got an espresso machine.
I used to have a Nespresso machine, but now I have an espresso machine. I did it. It took me a second. But yeah, and I do that, and then I put my protein powder, my collagen peptides, and then maybe I eat a hard-boiled egg, and that's it. And I love my breakfast.
I refuse to take joy from foods
in the morning
eaten during the daylight.
Oh no, and then I also have avocado. I have a quarter of an avocado, and I'm just set for life.
There's a cap. There's a ceiling to the amount of joy that I'm willing to have if I'm like on a work day.
Why is that?
I want to save it all. I'm a big
delayed pleasure.
Yeah, delayed gratification kind of guy. So every morning, 5:30 in the morning, rip a protein bar. Nobody likes it. Tastes like chalk. I eat it in the car. Drink pre-workout. Go to the gym. Grind for 2.5 hours. Come to work. Make a protein shake. That I'll enjoy the taste of these things. Roughly, I don't hate any of it.
I hate your protein shake.
It's delightful. It's just blueberries, protein powder, Greek yogurt. Put a little bit of salt in there. It's gonna taste nice. But there's never a scenario on a weekday where I am trying to take pleasure in food before. I think literally before I go home. If I'm cooking at work, it's and there's something fun that I want to eat, sure. But it's different than once all of your obligations for the day are done, and you're finally, now I feast.
Interesting.
And I don't eat Spartan. I'll eat things that I roughly enjoy. But then I feel like there's a point at which I'm missing out on. Eggs Benedict, I think, is one of the world's great foods.
Yeah, I love Eggs Benedict
a lot of brunchy things.
But so much effort. But see, this is the thing. Do you think effort is correlated to enjoyment all the time when it comes to breakfast? I don't think so.
No, not at all. But what I'm saying is I think we need to completely decouple. We are in a post-historical period, right?
I don't know what that means.
We've conquered God. We have VR goggles. Nicole, 5 years from now, the VR is going to be a contact lens.
Touch our.
Yeah, and then 10 years from now, it's going to be brain implants. There is no God. There is no objective reality. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All we have are the various butter and egg emulsions that we like to put on cured meats in little discs of dough that have been cooked.
Okay,
so we need to completely decouple the idea that any food is correlated to breakfast, any food is correlated to lunch, any food correlated to dinner. That way, I can fully optimize my life.
Have you ever had an omelet for dinner? It's not that good.
Yes, it is better. It's better.
A Denver omelet?
I will go to Barn. I don't like Denver omelets in general. I don't like the bell peppers.
Okay, so what's your favorite omelet?
Chili cheese omelet from the Barney's Beanery.
Chili cheese omelet?
I will go to the Barney's Beanery,
the
sports dive bar in Los Angeles, and I will rip a chili cheese omelet at 11 at night while drinking a couple Barney's Beanery lagers. And I have a great time.
Your farts must be wild.
You've ingested a lot more of them than you want to believe right now. You think about the amount of spiders that you've eaten while sleeping, it pales in comparison to the amount of farts that you have breathed in this room. And I'm sorry.
In this room?
Of course.
You crop dusted me in this room?
There's no dusting because it absorbs.
Maggie. I can't believe you did that to Maggie.
It absorbs into the seat cushion.
Why? Because of the wood?
It's like farting on an airplane. It doesn't smell. Everybody knows that. Why am I the bad guy here?
Oh my God.
Okay.
I can't believe you.
Eating in the morning, I think, inherently takes away from the experience. Breakfast, most important meal of the day.
But aren't you hungry
we don't
in the
need calories.
Do you wake up in the morning hungry?
No, never.
I do.
I never wake up hungry.
You don't wake up hungry?
No.
I wake up hungry.
I could delay eating till 1 in the afternoon if I really wanted to.
Oh no. My brain goes dizzy.
Really?
My tummy gets hurty. I need to eat a food. I must eat a food. If I don't eat a food, it's bad news bears.
Do you think that breakfast really is the most important meal of the day?
For me, at this point of my 31-year-old life, I need breakfast to set the tone for the rest of my day.
Interesting.
I need it, yeah.
How much pleasure? Because we have Again,
life's not all about pleasure.
It's not. But I'm saying food
we can no longer be hedonist in this life, Josh. It's 2024. The VR goggles are doing the hedonism for us.
We're involved in the culinary arts, right?
Okay,
arts. It's the arts. No, but I'm saying other art is necessary to human survival, like the culinary arts.
It's really annoying. It's actually frustrating.
Things are important. Music, dance have been around for hundreds of them, but you don't need to listen to music to physically survive. You need to eat food to survive. So we are in this weird dichotomous.
Music is my language.
Oh God! But we're in this weird dichotomous thinking, right? Where you have this pleasure in art and culture, and then survival and necessity and performance.
Okay.
Right, and then where we find them meeting is to me a very interesting thing. Mm-hmm. For me, they meet in a pollo asado burrito.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite foods in the world. It gives me so much joy to eat and make one. A little bit less than carne asada burrito, but chicken's healthier for you than beef, according to my personal beliefs. But also, it's got 60 grams of protein and is within the caloric range that I want to be eating for most meals.
Sure.
Right. So to me, that's this beautiful intersection. So I'm saying, where do you manage that for your breakfast? How much joy do you take from it versus how much performance do you expect?
Honestly, I'm just happy to be alive another day. So I guess that's where my pleasure is coming from. I get to eat this egg. I'm so lucky that I woke up today and I get to eat it. It's
kind of beautiful.
You got to find happiness and joy wherever you can nowadays.
So, breakfast for you is objectively probably the most important, you'd say.
I said that, yeah, if you were listening.
I'm reiterating for the audience. You've iterated. I'm reiterating.
They're listening.
Trying to track lunch.
Lunch?
Don't need it. Makes me slower.
Don't need it.
Don't need it.
Don't need it.
Don't need it. You see what I did? You threw most of your lunch away. I mean, Nicole gave her lunch away to people and didn't waste any food. Why'd you do that?
I gave it to you. I think I'm a little nauseous right now, which is weird.
It wasn't serving you.
Well, I
wasn't serving you.
Okay, I was a little nauseous.
Are you okay? Are you going to get us sick?
I don't know. My tummy hurts a little bit.
You're worried about breathing in my farts. I'm breathing in your disease.
I breathe in your disease.
I ate half my lunch because if I eat a whole lunch during the day, again, old man, I've learned that it just makes me slower and I can't think as much.
Yeah.
Which is why lunch we're nixing out of the equation, right? Not important.
I think it's important sometimes. I think it depends on what you're doing all day. Like if you're sitting at a desk, you should eat lunch. But it doesn't need to be like a big dramatic lunch.
No, like a girl dinner lunch version. Girl dinner semicolon
Is this
lunch
disordered
version.
eating?
I don't like to view things in terms of normative binaries, right? Disordered, ordered. Again, it's just how we are.
People should eat.
People should eat. 100% people should eat. But I'm saying when you actually break down the importance of a meal and ranking them, breakfast versus lunch versus dinner.
Well, Josh, let me just slam my laptop. What do you mean by important? We need food to survive.
There's performance and then there's art. There's performance and then there's
culture.
Take
art out of it. Art's smart. You need it to survive.
I know. Eat enough handful of nuts. Handful of nuts will get you through a lot. Right? Big handful. Oh, God, I'm just an almond mom. But
You're being an almond mom now.
I eat so much food.
You do.
Right? But I'm saying once you get to dinner, to me.
Dinner's more important. So let me tell you.
Yeah.
So breakfast is more important than dinner, is more important than lunch. Is that right?
Breakfast, perform. Lunch, perform. Dinner, enjoy.
No.
That's where I go on a day-to-day.
No.
You should enjoy all of them enough.
Enjoy all of them, but breakfast is an A. Lunch is a C, and dinner is a B minus. Does that make sense?
But I think dinner is where you can actually commune with fellow man, right? Dinner to me is that's where I decompress my entire day. I'm
giving it a B minus.
Sitting, I know B minus does it belies the natural importance of dinner. To me, dinner is by far.
God put me on earth to eat breakfast that morning. Thank you, God. I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lunch, I'm at work. I hate everybody I work with, whatever. Dinner, I'm making it for my husband that I love so much, but I'm so damn tired. But it's going to be really good.
Breakfast burritos taste best at 9:45 p.m.
Ew, I disagree with you 100%.
All right, Nicole. We've heard what you and I have to say. Now it's time to find out what other wacky ideas are rattling out there in the universe. It's time for a little segment we call Opinions Are Like Casseroles. Fully ghosted.
Sick.
All right, let's see what anybody got out in the universe.
Hello, my name is Evan. I live in Canada.
So excited to hear what you're going to say.
You know, there's these people in my life, like my sister, my mom, they always say soda is the best after you eat chocolate. And I heavily disagree. It tastes disgusting. There's no flavor left. If you eat chocolate and then drink soda after, it doesn't have any flavor after. It's just fizzy water. Anyway, that's my opinion. Love the podcast. Keep doing what you do.
Wow, what if I told you caller from Canada whose name I don't remember?
Evan.
It might be Evan. Is it Evan?
Jotunhoser.
Evan
I hope that's not
Kevin?
a slur.
Kevin?
What? Evan.
Evan. I love the name
from
Evan.
Canada. We are going to test your theory right now. We have some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And Nicole has a Sprite. And I have a Coca-Cola.
It's pronounced Coca. Is that what the animal is? A
Quokka.
Quokka.
You know what I hate? The genre. Let me grandstand for 2 seconds. The type of person online. Evan's complaining about his mom and sister. I'm gonna complain about people. The people online who like they'll show a cute animal video and it's like a quokka smiling and people like, actually, did you know that quackas only do that when they're in extreme pain? It's like. We have no idea.
Let me just put a little bit of a human thing on it.
Anthropomorphize. Yeah, just
anthropomorphize. Yeah, let me anthropomorphize in peace. So eat the candy and then drink the soda?
I think I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
I think I know exactly why it happens. It's the same reason why if you drink like a wine that has blackberry notes and then you eat a piece of wild boar that has a blackberry sauce on it, the next step of that wine is not going to taste like blackberries.
Do I drink now?
Yeah.
Is this a Sprite
My
Zero?
mouth has been coated.
What's a Sprite Zero? Can we switch?
It tastes less good. The soda tastes less good after chocolate. I know where your mom and sister are coming from.
Sugar, right?
Where your mom and sister are coming from is that chocolate is rich and sweet and fatty. What you probably want is something acidic and bright to sort of cut that. It will cleanse your palate, and it will. There's carbonic acid in soda. There's also a ton of sugar and citric acid.
I will say the Coca-Cola with the Reese's is quite a delicious combination.
It does taste less Coca-Cola-y.
Well, maybe
you're still happy
want that.
because you're eating a Reese's and drinking a Coke, 2 of the most perfect consumer packaged goods ever made.
Amen.
It took me a while to love Reese's, but now I'm like...
Really?
So, I think it's because my dad liked them, so I wanted to rebel. Wow, man, we all turn into our fathers eventually, you know what I mean? Loving
I'm totally turning into my mom, and that rocks.
You're kind of becoming... Your palate is becoming desensitized to the sugar of the Coke with the sugar of the chocolate. So basically, like, nothing will ever taste as good as your, say, first bite of candy. It's going to taste the sweetest because you haven't had that in a while. So when you taste the sweet from the candy, you drink the Coke, it's going to neutralize some of that sugary taste.
Right.
You know? That said, you are also getting the carbonic acid and the citric acid and just that fizz to sort of, like, wash everything out, making the next bite of Reese's taste even better. So I understand both of your points, and I think you should just be happy that you have a loving family. They may have other faults that you don't like, but call back and tell us about those.
I liked the combination of Coke and Reese's more than I did the Sprite Zero and the Reese's. Do with that information what you will.
The chocolate kind of tastes like plastic, but I like it.
But it's good plastic.
It's good plastic.
It's not bad plastic. I like chocolate plastic flavor more than cheese plastic flavor. Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay.
Hi, Josh and Nicole. This is Lyndon from Calgary, Alberta.
Canada in the house
today. Love you both. You're amazing. Love the podcast. Keep it up.
I'm married.
I just have to call and tell you guys that chili crisp and feta is a killer combo for pasta.
I bet it is.
Smashing said pasta. I use rigatoni. Okay, love ya. Don't change.
1.
I'm married.
Love you, buddy. 2, love your pronunciation of pasta because we should be pronouncing it more like pasta than pasta.
Did you watch Pearl?
No.
It's a quote from Pearl.
What?
I'm married.
Okay. Pearl is, it's Mia Goth.
I love Mia Goth.
Oh,
this is a great opinion. I love chili crisp and I love feta. And mixing that with pasta, yum, yum in my tum.
So when British people hear us say the word pasta, they internalize an R. Because Brits say pasta.
Pasta.
And it is probably closer to the Italian pasta.
They think we're saying parsta?
Because the R, the non-rhotic R, has our effect of where we would likely put in an H to transliterate.
Like when they say Pamela Anderson?
Yeah, well, it depends on your regional accent where you're from, whether you rhoticize the R or not. But like...
Rhoticize the R?
The ruh. That is a very unique... The rhotic R is very unique to the American English accent. But some other cultures also do have it, and some accents coming from Great Britain do have a rhotic R.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm just saying, I love his pronunciation of pasta.
It's pasta.
I like saying pasta. I'm going to start saying pasta.
Okay, and say channel and pasta.
Channel. It's an East Coast. Anyways, the point is that is a very good combination of foods.
I'm down.
Where do you think that like lands it on? It's kind of a perfect intersection of like European flavor because that feta is like a very unique European cheese flavor, typically Eastern Europe.
Well, do you think they're using like Valparaiso, like sheep's milk feta
they're probably
in
using
water?
The Athena brand feta
too.
crumbles.
I think so too.
But you hit that Athena brand feta crumbles, a little bit of pasta water. Or do you think they're just topping pasta with...
I don't know.
feta, and chili crisp.
I would like to think they're making some sort of pseudo sauce with the addition of
you probably don't want the sauce because the sauce is the wet is going to make the chili crisp less crisp. I've cooked chili crisp down in sauce.
You're not always trying to get the crisp part of the chili crisp. It's also
you want to, but it's also going to break down the feta to where you don't get those crumbles, and also feta is never going to dissolve truly because it's so high acid.
Yeah, but you don't want it to completely dissolve. You want it to melt a little bit.
What I'd do is I'd make like a simple butter pasta water emulsion. Not even serve it wet. Serve it like a little dry. Feta, chili crisp, tossed. That's a hell of a combo of foods. The sesame oil is like almost a little bit clashy with the feta, but in a way that I think I'd really enjoy.
I'd like it. I think I would be all about it.
Yeah, dude. Start spamming chili crisp on stuff. You'll be surprised. Maggie, one more. One more.
Hey, Josh and Nicole. My name is Allie, and I am from southwestern Virginia. I have a hot take, and my fiance thinks it's nasty. I love a tortilla with spread some peanut butter on there, a banana,
yes,
some sort of jelly, and some kind of spicy, crunchy element.
Hell yes.
A spicy chip or a fried jalapenos that you can get at the store.
Oh,
incredible.
Just even in a normal peanut butter and jelly, I need some sort of spicy chip inside.
I'm into it.
Just wanted to know what your take was on that. I don't think it's that odd because there are so many spicy peanuts in dishes.
Oh.
Love you guys.
Oh.
I like this. This makes sense. The peanut butter is so fatty, and the jelly is sweet, and the banana, has that yummy
starchy
banana.
Cakiness.
Yeah, that funkiness, and then a little bit of jalapeno chips, the little ones that you top on salads. I'd love that.
What jalapeno chips are you talking about? Because y'all said that like it was a thing I should know about. Because I feel like I'd really love it.
It's these things you can buy. They're like in a they're prepackaged.
It's like the French's fried onions almost, but jalapenos?
Almost. Yeah. They're like these flat jalapeno flavored like pieces of flour, I guess, that are just crisped up.
Damn.
And they're really good. And I always have them on deck. I throw them in salads. I put them on top of pizza sometimes. They're really, really good.
You know what I love about what she did? She did a thing that I love doing where you're taking these foods and these assumptions that people have and you're almost breaking them down into their like platonic forms. It's like, why would it be weird to put a spicy chip on this sandwich if you would eat happily a spicy peanut that is probably using a very similar flavor profile to something like a spicy chip?
Right.
Because then the only other thing you're getting in there is like likely crispy corn, which is lovely, adding a little textural element to that.
Corn? Where did corn come from?
Well, if you're just talking about a corn chip. She's talking about spicy chips. I know she's talking about jalapenos and whatnot, but I fully agree with you. You're like taking the individual elements of food. That's actually how a chef thinks about a dish, right? Like here's one flavor combination.
There's a lot of thoughtfulness in this.
Big time. And then you're sort of changing the vessel on it to create a unique product. I think your fiance is weird. Also, I will say Virginian Mexican food, they've invented something incredible. It's the perfect combination of mayonnaise and water that they call salsa blanca. There's more than mayonnaise and water.
Oh.
You know about salsa blanca? Look up salsa blanca, Virginia. It's like apparently served at, it might be a very specific region of Virginia, but apparently it is served at a lot of restaurants, like alongside like a salsa fresca or whatever they would serve with chips.
Nice.
Yeah, Virginia white sauce salsa. Oregano, garlic, cumin, crushed red pepper, and then is the rest just mayonnaise?
It is muy blanco. Muy blanca.
Muy blanco. Está bien, es verdad.
Miracle Whip, milk, spices, and crushed red pepper.
God bless. So you come from a very culinarily inclined region, and that is obviously rubbed off on you, and I love that opinion. Also, that's my favorite pre-workout snack.
Salsa blanca.
Yeah, I mix it with my C4 Ultimate Explode. No, a little banana Rito. That's a treat, man. You toast it up, get the peanut butter a little bit melty, slurp down that banana, and now I'm going to start putting a little bit of spicy chippy inside.
I'm happy for you. You deserve to be happy.
Sounds creepy, man. What do you know that I don't? It's like when my cat starts meowing at the wall.
Thank you so much for tuning in to A Hot Dog is a Sandwich.
We're all gonna die!
Audio-only episodes come out on Wednesday, and if you love seeing our beautiful shiny faces while talking, you can see us on every single Sunday.
The shine isn't sweat, it's actually olive oil that exudes from my pores.
Also, we have other shows like Myth Munchers, Last Meals.
Those are good shows.
What other show we got?
What's the one where we do it? Where we take
Grocery Battle?
Grocery Battle?
Yeah, we have a lot of cooking shows that you can watch.
We have a hotline that you can call if you want to leave your opinions. The
Yeah.
number's 1-833-DOGPOD1. It is actually me and Nicole's voices on there. You might not recognize us. We were sounding quite
sensual. Sexy.
It's sort of the opposite of sexy from what I've been told.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we sound super hot.
I don't know how hot we sound. I do a lot of
Yeah, it's hot.
It sounds like a dying fox.
I think I sound like Samantha Jones.
We'll see you next time.